What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your man, Chaz Ellis, once again, answering the questions that you ask me. Make sure you go to the askchazzellisproject.com and get free access to the live stream that's going to take place on December the 20th. You can get free access until the 15th. Make sure you go ahead and check that out. It's called 10 Steps to Recovering from Rock Bottom. Make sure you go ahead and check that out if you're going through something, and also let a friend know about it if they're going through something. Anyway, the question that I got was, what are some of the things that guys seem to dislike about independent women? A lot of people they ask me this question and say, man, dudes don't seem to want an independent woman. What's the problem? What's the deal? Why is it that guys don't really seem to connect with independent women a lot of times? Are they intimidated? What's the deal? Well, I can maybe come up with 3 things that can be a problem when dealing with independent women, or what a lot of guys may perceive as an issue. One of the biggest things is, so a lot of women are really not independent. They're just ungrateful. Because you got to remember, nobody's operating 100% independently. We're all getting help and things from other people, whether we choose to acknowledge them or not. So when you're saying I'm independent, it suggests that you are operating independently. That means you're operating autonomously without anyone else helping you, by yourself, on your own, doing so without guidance from anyone else. And of course, that's almost no one is doing that. As a man, a lot of men notice that a lot of women are just ungrateful. Like, as a matter of fact, just to give you an example, I was used to date this chick. We kind of talked for a while. It never got to the dating point because of this. But she would just talk about being independent all the time. I'm independent. I'm doing this by myself. I don't have no help. And she had a kid, and she would be like, I'm doing this with no help. I don't have nobody helping me. I don't have nothing. Nobody's doing this for me. And then as I got to know her a little bit more, I learned that she had a baby dad or whatever. He was paying child support. He was giving her money. He also kept the kid every weekend. And he would just keep the kid when things would, when she would need him to and stuff like that also, And I was like, maybe you're doing more than he is, but that dude is helping you. You just seem like you're not being, you're not connecting to the fact that you're getting help. And then she was also getting help from her parents because they would watch her child while she was at work. So I was like, how are you saying that you're raising this child all by yourself and you don't have any help? You're doing it alone. I'm doing it by myself. And you're just not acknowledging the people that are helping you. And that's just kind of rude, you know what I mean? It's like, and it carried over into our situation because whenever I did stuff for her, she would still be like, I'm doing everything by myself. I don't have nobody helping me. I was like, I just did some stuff to help you out. And you gonna sit here and act like I'm not helping you or nobody's helping you? It's just you're ungrateful and you refuse to recognize the people who are helping you. It's not that you're not getting help. You're just not recognizing it because you want to keep this independent status. Knowing good and well you're getting money from people. You're getting help from people. I'm taking you out to eat. I could buy my own food, but you didn't. You didn't buy your own food. I bought it. You acknowledge that. So that's a big problem that a lot of women have, as a matter of fact. A lot of, so-called independent women have that problem, that they're really not independent. They're just ungrateful. I know that's going to piss some people off, but it's the real, pay attention to it. And the next one. Too much stuff on their plate. For the women who are operating almost completely independently, like I said, nobody's really independent 100%. But for the ones that are operating kind of independently, a lot of times they just have too much stuff on their plate. Man, it just spreads so thin. They got, and it's kind of difficult because the guy is trying to date them. And, a lot of times two successful people who really work hard get together. And that becomes difficult when somebody's trying to operate independently because often they're not getting the help that they need from other people. As a matter of fact, one of my friends, he's a really successful dude. I mean, he makes, mid-6 figures, has his own business. He's doing quite well. And he was dating this girl who had her own business. I don't know if she was making mid-6 figures, but she was doing pretty good too, And anyway, they were dating, and I remember meeting up with her at we went out to eat a couple times. And every time she would be talking about her business, and she would be like, oh, I got to go back and do stuff. And it'd be stupid stuff a lot of times, like running copies and stuff like that. I was like, I thought you had people working there. Why are you, I don't know if they'll do it right and stuff like that. And she would just, constantly, and I don't think she was lying. I don't think she's keeping it real. Like, she was really doing that because she looked, you know those people that you talk to them and you know they're moving a mile a minute? You know, that's how she was. And she left the dinner a couple times. Like, the 2 times we went out to eat, I remember she had to leave early. And it was kind of like, you know, what are you doing? And anyway, he asked her to go, I can't remember where it was. It was some island that he wanted to go to with her and go on vacation. And he was trying to plan this stuff for like a month out. She's like, I just can't do it. I don't have time. And all this kind of stuff. Now, I'm not saying you have to have time for every single thing that happens, but you got to think. You're dating some really successful dude with money and stuff like that. He's going to want a girl who can enjoy the fruits of what he's accomplished. And it's not her fault that she doesn't have time on her hands all the time, but it doesn't matter. You know, unfortunately, it's not your fault that you might be 5 feet tall and want to play in the NBA, but team's still not going to be checking for you. You're still 5 feet tall. It's not your fault, but that's the reality. You know, it just is what it is. And I just don't think she had enough time on her hands to get a guy, the kind of guy that she wanted. She needed a guy who really didn't have a lot going for him, who had, you know, who could adjust to her schedule. And, you know, so it didn't work out. It didn't end up working out between them. So that's something I see, that they just spread too thin a lot of times. Too much going on, you know, because they are operating almost totally independently. They got their kids by themselves. They got their friends by themselves. They always helping those people out, helping their family out, running whatever business they got or doing their job and stuff like that. And that can be tough. Number 3. A lot of them want a cookie for doing stuff that everybody is doing. This is one of the biggest problems. I mean, I was talking to a girl one time and she was just like, I pay my own bills. I pay for my own car. I don't see why dudes don't put me on a better, you know, treat me better. You know, you need to respect me because I do this, that, and the other. And I was like, what are you doing that everybody else ain't doing? That's not an asset to me that you're paying for your own stuff. It's not my responsibility to pay for that stuff anyway. So how is that an asset to me for me to put you on a pedestal because you're paying for your own stuff? You're not paying for my stuff. You didn't give me no money. You know, you didn't even pay for this food that we ate. What are you talking about? And even if you paid for your own, you didn't pay for mine. And I think a lot of women want a cookie for taking care of themselves. I take care of my kids by myself. Those are your kids. I don't care if you had them with somebody else. They're still your kids. If a dude came to me and was like, I take care of my kids all by myself, I'm like, nigga, so what? Ain't they your kids? Or did you adopt them? I mean, now if you picked up 20 kids off the street and started taking care of them by yourself, man, I'm going to give you a round of applause. I'm going to give you all kind of cookies because you deserve it. That's hard to do. But taking care of your own damn kids, that's nothing to be proud of. I mean, what is that? You doing what you're supposed to be doing. So I think a lot of women do want a cookie for doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're acting like, you know, it's 1955 and they're doing that. Everybody's taking care of their own stuff now. It's not like they had an opportunity. For a lot of them, it's also like, it's not like somebody was offering to pay your bills. You're doing what you need to do to survive. So what do you want a cookie for doing what you had to do? So that's something that a lot of women run into. And men kind of they don't really like that. You know, it's like, that's one of the turnoffs about the quote-unquote independent woman that a lot of guys have, you know. And those things just kind of make guys sometimes be turned off by it and not really want to deal with it. Because it's like, I got to deal with somebody who wants some kind of credit for just taking care of themselves, you know, and they think that that's all they have to do. So I know that's going to offend some people, the things I just said, but those are some of the reasons why. You asked me and I told you. All right, once again, it's your man, Chazzellis. Make sure you go to the askchazzellisproject.com. Check out some of the discussions that we're having. Also, if you want to get a consultation or you want to ask a quick question or you want to make a donation, hit me up on the askchazzellisproject.com. Also, Ask Chazzellis on Facebook. Peace. Oh, yeah, make sure you like and subscribe. Share this with a friend. All willy-nilly like. Peace.